John Parkinson Roberts was born into a middle-class English family in 1842. He grew up in the English countryside with his sister and mother. John's father left his mother soon after his younger sister Charlotte was born. John's mother was very feeble during his childhood, and John ended up taking care of himself and his sister from a very young age. As he grew up, his mother became more and more sick, and while Charlotte got engaged, John remained a bachelor in order to care for his mother. John was the last of his family to emigrate to America, as he remained in England with his mother until he was 19. In 1856, his sister Charlotte married a Frenchman, Charles Le Boudelier, who began a successful department store in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, specialized in women's clothing. Charlotte left England and made the trip to America, leaving John to take care of their mother. While Charlotte and Charles enjoyed financial success in America, John struggled to support himself and his mother. One day, in the spring of 1861, John received a letter from America. It was from his brother-in-law, Charles. "Come to America," it said. "It's easy to make money in America." After much deliberation, John decided to make the trip to America. Unfortunately, his mother did not survive the 6-week voyage. Upon arrival in New York, John was greeted by his sister and brother-in-law and broke the news to them. He was upset to see that neither Charlotte nor Charles seemed to be very upset about their loss. Perhaps out of guilt, Charles offered John the job of running the newly built Le Boudelier department store in New York City on the corner of Broadway and 14th Street. While he was in charge, John expanded the business started by his brother-in-law. Increasing their market beyond just women's clothes, the New York Times boasted that John succeeded in making a large collection of various kinds. In other words, he expanded the inventory of Le Boudeliers to include Bokhara, Kazakh, Baluchistan, Persian, and Japanese rugs, as well as bringing a very large and varied stock of Indian and Sarah silks to the New York City department store. With such exquisite inventory, Le Boudeliers quickly became one of the most popular and successful department stores in America. While John was faced with the grief of losing a family member that many immigrants had to deal with, he made the best of his situation. He could have laid back and been content with simply being in charge of a department store, but his tireless work ethic and brilliant business mind allowed him to expand his business and exceed his brother-in-law's expectations. John paved the way for future generations as he taught his children the values of hard work that his mother had instilled in him. There's no denying that John Roberts took all the right steps for success. He was lucky enough to have a connection in the United States, and upon arrival, he immediately set to work achieving his dreams. He recognized how lucky this opportunity was and knew that he wouldn't be given anything else. Instead, he built himself a successful business and then passed on the values that he felt helped him most. From this success story, it is clear that in order to make it in America, you have to be a dedicated worker and not take anything for granted.